We're good. Hey everybody, welcome to Epic Time on the 5th of August, and we are live at the 7 p.m. show, and we are live from the rally. I just got to share this because I was like totally spacing it off earlier today at the noon, and I got like, I don't know, a good hot minute through it. So as soon as it updates here and goes, we're going to be good. Let me get to some comments. I see people are finding it. We're all good. I'm a little behind to say the least today because we've been working a hot minute getting our booth set up and getting our problems. So we're good here. Let me see if I get my show live. It says I'm live, but I can't see the actual show. So I would say, there we are. Let me share this real quick, and then we'll be up and rolling. Okay, hey, riders and more. Share these to a couple pages that I don't even know if they're going to put it on or not, but it's all good. So that's it. 8-5 share. Awesome. Here we go. So now we're sharing it. Now it's hitting some other groups and everything else. Me and Tim, better known as Hydro, have been here setting up, getting everything ready. Got to show you. We got some people walking by. Here's our extra camera. It's right in front of the place. So as people come right in and walk up, and as we were setting this camera up, it was really funny because we just got this set up and working and had everything going for this kind of a beginning day, prep day, whatever you want to call it. And it was pretty funny because I'm setting the camera up and some dude walks up to check us out. And I literally am watching him walk up on the camera. And then I turn around and start talking to him. He's probably like, what? And next to us, we have a TV screen that is mirroring everything I see. So as I look at the tracker or anything else, it's showing up on a big 55-inch TV. And we had Gavin's movie playing today. And we had all kinds of stuff. So I got to make sure I turn up the speaker volume to behind us. But I don't even know if that's working or not. So we're still working on a few technical difficulties. I don't know if Hydro's around, if he even knows if the speakers behind me are blasting in people's ears out or not. But so far, so good. We're figuring it out. But you see Babe the Blue Bike. But it has been a day. What an eventful day of riding. This is a long Hoka. It's going to be over 11,000 miles by my calculations. I would guess it's going to be 11.2, 11.3, maybe even 11.4. So that's all. You add in some mishaps and misdoings, you're going to be pushing 12,000. So they definitely stiffened it up and made it a little hard. Yeah. Speakers aren't working. Hydro's in the back telling me the speakers aren't working, but that's all right. That's just for the crowd anyhow. We're going to figure that out. Let's see if I check the comments, make sure people can hear me. So that's good. I guess people can hear me as long as the microphone's going onto the feed. If the feed's not coming back, then I don't know what to say. So it's, technology is not my jam. Riding in parking lots is not my jam because I crashed my motorcycle at the starting line. So that's not my jam. Making a list for Lowe's is not my jam. There's been a few things in the last couple days that are not my jam. So that's all good. But we are doing great here. I got some clips from Chase, who's out there. Here is a checkpoint out in Rhode Island. So if you want to check this little video out, I think it's pretty cool. This is the Ocean State Harley in Rhode Island. Everybody's signing the shirt. Pretty fun. We have a shower. I mean, I tell you, this is how dealerships that want to be remembered get involved in it. I mean, look at the job they did for these riders. You need something. Look at this. This is epic. What do you need? Sunscreen. What'd you forget? Bug spray. Anything and everything. Some first aid, some vision enhancement, anything you missed. That is a straight badass. Like, straight. I can't even tell people enough how how, and this is what we can't forget. Everybody bangs on dealerships if they don't do everything just right. You know, oh man, like I was there and they couldn't do this, they couldn't do that. Now, how about people acknowledge the fact that this dealership went above and beyond? You know, no wonder why the riders are staying there a hot minute. Hard to get motivated to leave when you got cheese and crackers, you know, some mints. Like, I'm sure the breath smells pretty awful by now, you know, road grime and everything else. But they got a little bit of everything. There's the key right there, pickle juice. Hate that stuff, tastes awful, but man, does it work well. I tell you what, this is good old New England hospitality at its finest. I will be taking a ride up to Ocean State, Harley, just to give them a hug, a high five, and a thank you, because I think that's pretty badass. You know, really, really good. And I thank, you know, Chase for highlighting that, putting that together, and, you know, getting it to me so I can share it with you guys how cool it is up at that dealership. Just absolutely amazing. That is, you know, very simply going above and beyond, and that is epic. You know, epic, epic, epic. Great dealership. I got a couple other pictures I want to share with you and a couple other videos. These all came from our snapshot, who is up there riding around with them, trying to catch some people, you know, doing some things. And Ren lives in neighboring Mass, and he was one of the first ones to check in. So that's pretty cool. Hometown guy coming in and, you know, hitting the checkpoint and doing that. That's pretty cool. And that's it. You know, they should take note of that. I think I'm going to share that around and make sure I'll share that to the page, and everybody else can share it to their stuff. So after this is over, check out Mile Monsters Inc. and you will see that our Facebook page. I'll post just the video, and then people can share that around. Let's brag them. We'll tag them up and really show them off a little bit. And that is, you know, something to see. So that's pretty cool. So thank you, Snapshot, for getting that to us. You know, it's really cool. And here's a couple other videos he has sent me, and some pictures. I just want to show those before we start talking about the riders. It's kind of cool, man. Look at the film work he's got going on. There's his bike,
how you feeling,
riders.
Absolutely fantastic. Yeah. Man, like $1 million, dude.
Love to hear it. You think you're going to keep feeling fantastic?
Oh, yeah.
My dog.
Yeah, I'm going to make the party. There is no doubt in my mind.
How have y'all been doing on sleep?
We went to bed at 12:30 and set the alarm at 5:30.
Oh, okay.
So we got 5 hours last night, 4 the night before.
Nice.
But oh yeah, I feel like $1 million. I lost 4 hours. Some stupid moves. Once I saw what I did, I thought that was rookie. I mean, it was, you know what I mean? Stuff I should have known better.
Yeah.
And but sometimes you just, I don't know. First couple days, I didn't feel like my head was there. You know, just there's been so much going on, but today's on.
Do you have one tip, any tip at all for anybody that wants to do the hook hay maybe next year?
Stay on the bike. Can't make miles if you ain't on the bike.
Only 2 people get
that lunch
out there.
I eat 3 packets a day of 1 salmon, 1 tuna, 1 chicken.
And that's your meals for the day?
Well, along with some breakfast bars, just pure good solid protein, a gallon and a half of water.
Yeah, very nice.
The shit don't taste good, but damn works. That's why, I don't know if you saw, I was eating that ice cream.
Yeah.
Yeah, life's uncertain, eat dessert first.
I think that's pretty awesome. You know, I got to watch that again because I couldn't hear it so good because the speakers are behind me and facing the crowd. And I was like trying to hear it, but they got motorcycles riding by and everything else. So I was like, there's some good sound to that. That's pretty cool. I mean, those are just a couple of clips. Here's a clip of one of the guys coming in. I think it's this one. That's I should really hit play. I want somebody to see it. Yeah, here you go. Coming into the checkpoint. Bike is nicely loaded. Didn't look crazy overloaded. Just nice. I got a picture too to show. That was awesome. I can't even remember who sent that. Another monster rider coming in, taking a break, hitting that dealership that is treating those people oh so well. So that is pretty awesome. Let me see what other pictures I got to share. I think we got one more from the ride. I don't think we've seen this one. If so, watch it again.
What state are we in?
Michigan still. You checking the directions?
I just want to double check.
We should have like 1.5 miles left.
Okay, because I'm over 100.
I'm at 98.4.
Okay, makes sense then. This hair is our life.
I'm familiar with the hair.
Hey, I brushed my teeth today. Jessica, did you brush your teeth today? I use Scope. She used...
I think that's some pretty good footage of getting out there and catching these people on the Northern ride. We're to switch and get some up from the other group, but I think that's pretty epic right there. Let me get the screen up so we can check this now. Here we go. Man, the sun comes around. I forgot about as the sun sets right during our show. It comes right into my face. So that's pretty awesome. All right, as always, if anybody's got something, a friend, a family, whatever you want to check up on, you want to see a number, you hit that number up. I prefer it if you give me a little shout out about them, something like that. We'll be good. Let's check the lead out of the Northern group for starters. Webb is coming out. Michael there. Rider number 1072. Like after they left the thing, I noticed him in the lead, and I was setting things up and doing things. I'm not sure how that happened. So if anybody has in the comments, that would be awesome to know, because I would really like to know how that rider got so far ahead, or if I missed something, or if he missed something, or whatever the case is. Thing of bugs running around here crawling on my neck. They're creepy. But anyhow, this is awesome to see right here. But we got Webb, looks like to be out front. I don't know what's going on exactly. And we got Roadrunner. This group has been out in the front the whole way. Not the whole way, but they've been together for a long time. Teeter there. I don't know, like Teeter, Extra Miles, Ren, Dirty Dan, and Roadrunner. They're kind of just like all banging it out together. So they must get along as far as personality-wise, because you don't ride together that tight and that long, and it's hard to get along the whole time, because you gotta remember, you're tired, crabby, and they're guys. Guys are just kind of hard to get along with on a given day. Most divorces are caused by the guy not being able to get along with, except my wonderful wife. She's got it really easy, because I'm super easy to get along with, and so peaceful, and just want peace and harmony. So that's a little bit easier. So she's got a little easier than most, but a lot of times guys are hard to get along with. And but these guys are all kicking it together. So they've been riding together, and I thought if Dirty Dan, he's young, buff dude, he hasn't knocked anybody out yet. So I would say the crowd's pretty good. They're riding good together. Either that, or they're not talking, and they've been. This is how they get motivated. They try to lose each other, and they can't. So that could be the case too. So that's that. Is that Nancy Webb? Is that what you said? Oh, thank you, Twister. That would explain a lot. I wondered if it was, but it said Michael or whatever, and I was like, I got to check some numbers here because she's a beast. She's ridden 86,000, 83. Don't quote me, but it's over 80,000. If you've ridden over 80,000 miles and you are at the end of July, you are a no-joke rider and a straight gangster at understanding the throttle. So that's really awesome. So I was a little confused right there, but it explains a lot because she is crazy. And she made a post that she was 6 hours behind the leader 12 hours ago. That's not possible, for one, so something wasn't right. She was either 6 hours behind the leader or something happened on the route and you missed it. Because if you're 6 hours behind the leader and 12 hours later you're 2 hours in front of them, somebody didn't do something. It's not possible. 6 hours would be, on a good time, approximately 3 days of a quality rider to catch up. So I don't know, have to look at that and figure it out. But that's that. You know, that's not for me to decide. I don't really care. So, but it's not possible. You can't gain. But she could be off on her 6 hours. She might have said she was 6 hours behind on a guess, you know, not understanding it, whatever. So that's all good. But you're not gaining. You're in 12 hours. You're not making up 6. That is not against those guys. Like you might want to make up 6 miles against somebody else, but you're not making up 6 hours. I mean, against Dirty Dan, Roadrunner, and Teeter. Like it just, that's in 12 hours. You made up 6 and got 3 hours ahead. That's not possible. So I would say there's a big chunk of route missing, or she wasn't 6 hours behind. That's all I'll say. Like, but it's all good. They're cruising along. You got the list of local celebrities here. D, who's been up there, you know, for a long way. Sudi's got riding with him. Kern, that's Brian. That's awesome. Great rider. Very skilled at going next to nothing miles an hour. You know, if you want to see somebody do nothing, watch him roll. That's really cool. I thought I had some skills at being a slow rider and thought I had balance. And then I watched him ride, and I thought, I'll just be over here in 5th place. At our party last year, at the Wild Ass party, we had our Mile Monster party, and we had some bike games, some fun, and things like that. And he mopped up on the slow ride. Like, he can ride slow as well as he can ride fast. Very skilled rider. And sometimes the slow riding is where you can really judge the skill level of a rider. But here we go. We got a couple other riders here. All right, let me check and see if the comments got anybody they wanted to see. I do have a couple updates on a couple riders. People are meeting monsters. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Let's check on some of our local heroes who become kind of fan favorites. Kendall, there's Kendall right there. We just met somebody here at Sturgis that is a friend of Kendall's and wanted us to look him up, so that was kind of cool. How you doing, my man? Help yourself. You can take a coin.
I got a check though. I ain't got no cash.
Oh, that's okay.
All right.
Yeah, somebody's coming to make a donation right now, and I don't know where Hydro is, but he's going to come over here and help them. So I don't have to take a time out. You watch the tracker for a hot minute. I'm just doing double time over here. We got collecting donations. We have, doing a show, lining up the booth, giving away a motorcycle. It's pretty cool. There we go. Yeah, he is awesome. He does all the rodeos and crazy. So let's see. Somebody wants to check. They don't want to check it. Just point it out. You want to check Hawk? We'll go and check Hawk. This is awesome. Let's see Hawk. Here we go. Where's Hawk at? Hawk is in Susquehanna, Pennsylvania. And look at that. Well, her bike's not moving on a corner there. I think she's trying to figure out some directions on the corner of Brushville Road and Walker's Road. Right about now, she's trying to figure it out. I don't know. It stopped on a corner. I got to be honest, I'm kind of stalling because I think Let's hope that turns green. But I always get a little nervous when a bike is on a corner and stopped, meaning that bike is red and on a corner and it's showing she's sitting there, but I think she's taking a break. And I've ridden enough to know that when you have trouble on a corner, you're over here. So if that red was over here and it was stopped, I would be very nervous. And bear with me 1 second. I got to say thank you. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
I appreciate you.
You get a ticket.
Yeah, your name will go right onto it
Oh, okay.
automatically.
Okay.
It'll be entered.
All right.
Thank you, sir. You make sure you take any bracelets you want. Take one of these, and here you'll know about it, just like that.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you. All right. I got to give a shout out to Perry, who's standing right behind me, where they just walked away. Perry wanted a chance for winning a motorcycle. So he came up and wrote a check out to Mile Monsters to have a chance at the bike. So when he watched the wheel spin at the end of the month, I'm going to be cheering for Perry. So I think that's pretty cool. So that was awesome. So back to Hawk. Hawk is on a corner. Let's hope that gets rolling, but I'm not going to dwell on it because I'm 99% sure she's just taking a break. And she may be lost. She may be dazed and confused, whatever the case is. But we got to check on Frosty because Frosty is my right and left-hand gal. She's in Connecticut, Plainfield, Connecticut. These are roads. I'm an East Coast kid, East Coast guy. I guess as a kid I was never East Coast, but I spent a lot of time riding in this area. This area right where they're at right now. I've done 2 rides right through there. I don't know if I was on that exact road or whatever, but it is really beautiful country. When you can get away from the parts of the East Coast that have millions of people piled into it, it's amazing how pretty the other places are. You know, it's just a little bit hard to even explain because everybody thinks East Coast, like New Jersey, I think has 8 million people. But they're all crammed in cities and the coast. You get out towards where I'm at, it's busy, a lot busier than me from the farm town I grew up in, but it's really nice. It's not bad at all, and it's a lot more chill than most people would realize, so it's kind of fun. And I bet you when people get in and they talk about the riding out here on the East Coast, they're going to tell you stories like, man, Rhode Island was really pretty. I expected it to be concrete the whole way. They're going to go through Connecticut and say, man, Connecticut had rolling hills, you know, mountainous terrain looking places. And they're going to talk about how nice it really was. And this area up here, they're coming through Mass. Let's see, right here is all, let's see, right that border right there. That whole area is super cool. I thought they were going to go, I was guessing they were going to come up through this area and ride this borderland through here. That's what I thought they were going to do. And Marky Mark and I rode through there this spring, and I was like, I bet you guys come through here during the Hoka because it's just super awesome. But in typical Hoka fashion, they're banging them, you know, all out and around and down. And then they came through, right through my hood. I don't know if we're going to have anybody going through. Here we go. This part of New Jersey there's High Point State Park. So you kind of get an idea where I'm going here. It's a high point. This is, I can't really use the term mountains, but East Coast people call them mountains. And it's really beautiful all through here. We used to go camping right here. There's a lot of black bear, a ton of black bear in this whole corner. Everything from, you know, right down here, Dover area, all the way up to Mawa and up is thick with bear. And they're way overpopulated and super, super busy because New Jersey thinks it's best not to have them hunted, and then it's better to have them hit by cars. So they're overpopulated and they move around. So riders coming through North Jersey, especially at night, you know, you gotta beware. There are a lot of bears up there. And then they're coming down, and they're coming down close to my house right here. They're alongside the river coming into Easton. It's pretty cool. Like, I'm an hour from right here at home. My home is right over here. A little bit off on that, but close enough for show purposes. But they're coming right through here during the 2020 Hoka, I guess it was. we came right down this 209 right through here. So this is similar to where they went in 2009, kind of the same scenery. They're going to hit a lot of the same stuff down here. There's only so many roads you can go. The Hoka has been around for years. You know, there's only so many cool roads. Some people that have ridden the earlier ones can attest to it better than me. I rode it with Billy Holtz, the 18 winner, and I ran into him in 20 out on the East Coast, and we passed each other on the road, and I thought, I'm going the wrong way. That's a champion. He's going that way. I whipped around and just followed him. I'm like, I'm going to follow him until something clicks on the map, and I figure out where I am on the thing. And sure enough, I followed him, and that was my cheat code, follow Billy. And he remembered that from a previous year. There was a part of the route that had been on there in 14 or another year that he had been in, and things were kind of familiar to him. And they weren't familiar to me at all, so it was a little bit crazy. So here's Teeter and Dirty Dan and thing. But I hope it's not the case. But I have a feeling that Nancy might have pulled the big balls Matt and missed the chunk and is going to be making a U-turn at some point. I don't have any idea, but if she's posting she's 6 hours behind, like I talked about yesterday, if you are way behind or way ahead and all of a sudden somebody's next to you, something's not adding up. So you might want to pull over and make sure it's not your math that's not mathing, and make sure it's their math that's not mathing, because somebody's not right. And it's kind of fun to kind of guess, but I have no idea. Like I say, we were busy with this booth. I didn't have the tracker on. We were trying to get a TV going here, which we did, and now it looks super badass because all the people that are going to be rolling into Sturgis here in the next few days are going to be able to see what we got going on, really promote their riders, all these monsters. It's going to be pretty cool. So let's see. All right, you want to see how? Here's three of my favorite ladies that are riding, so we can check that out. Twang. You know, there's three girls. I think they might be riding together, but whatever the case is, we'll check Twang because it's so fun to type Twang and Gritty Bell, but it's just fun, more fun to search for Twang. I'm so childish. Someday when I grow up, life is going to be so weird. I'm not sure it's going to happen anytime soon, but they're doing great. They're getting right after it. You know, they're coming around, just crossing the border. Oh, we just watched them cross the state line right there. Right now, they're looking at their map, and it says enter Massachusetts. There'll be a line 57, 62, whatever it is, entering Massachusetts. And it was always kind of fun to know when you did it. I didn't pay attention to that stuff because sometimes it was written on the right-hand side, and I wouldn't have any idea. And every morning I did a live video, and sometimes I would tell people, like, you know, I'm in Virginia, or I'm in Washington, or whatever. And then in the comments, they'd be like, you're in Idaho, you're not in Washington. I'd be like, huh, all right, I guess I'm in Idaho. But I had no idea. But during the night, I crossed the border, and, you know, it gets a little crazy. And that's what they're going through right now. This is, you know, they're into it now. The adrenaline has wore off. You know, the adrenaline's off. You're at, you know, Sunday as adrenaline day. You're just riding on pure adrenaline, pump-filled blood, and you're killing it. You know, Monday, you're still going hard. You're on your second dose of drug. Tuesday, life starts getting real. You're getting tired. That's all wore off. You got to get into it. Wednesday, day 4, you're starting to hit the wall a little bit. Now your body's telling you, man, you need some sleep. And that's when you're going to start getting the people who trained, who conditioned, who are a little bit ahead physically and mentally than the average rider. And when I say the average rider, I talk about the average Hoka rider, who is 10 times better than your average rider. So remember, I say average rider, it's in context amongst Hoka riders, and they're all way above average. So they go home, they're looking really good. Let's go check that other group. Well, before we split on this group, we do got to hit, there's Raindrop right there. So Raindrop is coming down. There's the Hudson River right there. A lot of historical things there. Got some forts along here. Kind of cool. Right let's see, I don't know exactly where it is, but somewhere right around here, they had chains in the old days to keep the British from sailing ships up the river. Now that was pretty amazing that they had a big ass chain across the Hudson River. But Raindrop's really getting after it. I don't know who she's riding with here. Got to zoom in because oh, it's Ridgeway. So we got two great monster riders, really, really getting after it. So that's pretty cool. And they're going to be coming into Jersey. If they get hungry, need something, they can dip down to my house and sleep in my yard. They're not going to go out of their way that far at all. But my hat's still off to Teeter. He's killing it. And I just love that I look at that and I know all the riders from there, the top 10 riders there. Really exciting. Let's dip down to this group of insanity. And when I say insanity, this group of leaders right here, Yost, English, Pee Wee, and Chrisman, are starting to, pull away a little bit. And that's because they have not let off once. Like, they are on it. They are well-conditioned beasts. You do not pull a lead in the World's Toughest Motorcycle Challenge unless you are a beast for 4 consecutive days. This is day after day after day after day of riding extreme. There's Chrisman, like I've said before, 190. You're going back to the first one to get to a 190. That's a low number, and I don't think you're going to see any number anywhere near him for a low, anywhere near the front like this every time. The damn guy doesn't age. He rides like a kid and just has that passion, and he's killing it. So, Chrisman, nice work. But here's number 5. Look at how far back number 5 is, and from Chrisman, and these guys are killing it. This whole group, from whoever this is, that Nicholson, yep, Nicholson, all the way back. Is that Tomcat right there? Is that even possible? Which way is this group going? Because I might be off a little bit on who's following who here, because I got a little twisted, because that doesn't even seem possible. Yeah, that's what I'm looking at. These guys are going up, threw me for a loop. Yeah, this is where it gets really confusing. It's because they're crisscrossing, and it's a little bit tough to keep it all straight where they're going. But this is what's happening. They're down here and going up. So here's coming down the trace. They're coming up here. This is who is behind Chrisman. It's a long ways behind compared to your number 4 guy up there, Chrisman. That's a long ways up. And that doesn't happen by accident. That happens by straight Beastville. These riders here are going up and coming to the checkpoint up here and then coming down. This is a trace that's coming down through here. But look at Tomcat. There he is, making his way up. He's starting to catch people one by one. And that's not easy because every one of these riders is on beast mode as well. So here's the checkpoint right here. And there's Gypsy right there. So I wanted a little update on her. Somebody told me that originally she had went down. But what went down was her tire pressure. She got a nail or something happened to her back tire, and she got a flat. They got it taken care of. It. As you see, she's back on the road. So anybody that heard the rumor mill that Gypsy, Julie's mother, went down, that was just not accurate. She went down. Her tire went down, but she's all good. So that was no problem. They're good. I think. Oh, I didn't hit on just Matt. I'll get him. Let's check on Taco because Taco's my boy. He's in the other group. So let's see. Yeah, maybe she actually pulled over. We're gonna hit Taco, and then we're gonna go back and hit. I just want to do a quick check on Hawk and see if she's moving yet. I don't want to leave people hanging. There we go. Taco is in Rhode Island, so we're back up north. Group 1. He's in Rhode Island with the wrong way. There's a group of some monsters there, wrong way. Davidson. So they're moving right along. They were in that video. Cruising along. They are right there. There's the dealership right there. Right. See where it's at? Right there. So it's pretty exciting. They're cruising along, taking turns, making mistakes, learning from them, moving on. But I got to check on Hawk quick because it's driving me crazy. Got to see if she's moving yet. Otherwise, I'm going to send her a text, make sure everything's good. All right, her bike, well, the location moved, but I'm going to send her a text right now, make sure Hawk is good, and she won't be looking at it, but I don't know for sure. Selena, you sent me some nice pictures. That's awesome. I'll show them next time. But I want to get Brandy She's liking her Denali lights. I know that because she sent me a text that her lights are really making the difference. But we'll check on some other people, come back to her. Here's a little B-Rad 1294. 1294 is in Tennessee. Tennessee, a B-Rad. I don't think that's accurate because he's moving, and like you can be moving, but I really don't think he's moving very good going through the trees. So he is right there, and those are the mountains. And sometimes the tractor can be a little off in the mountains because they go by cell service, and you got to get some good service and to get it, be able to update back to the thing, and kind of kicks it a little bit. A couple years ago, tractors didn't work in Alaska, and you kind of have that same thing. But we'll go back and see where that is exactly. He's heading over and then heading down, so he's going to get on the trace and head back down and be heading south. So they don't get to go to Nashville and hit Kid Rock's bar, so that's a little bit of a bummer because I heard that place is really cool, kind of fun. So let's see. Just Matt, that's one. We're going to check and see if anybody wants to hit anybody up on the southern one while we're here. I don't understand how they're still going. That's amazing. And so many people ask that. And they ask, how is that possible? How can they do it? I tell you what, some people just flip that switch and turn it into a machine until the end. And then they just, boom, mentally, physically crashed over with. Done. But the ability to to go through that on the road, everything your body has to endure is no joke at all. I mean, these guys are killing it, and they're going to go over 11,000 miles. I'll be curious to see if I'm right. I'm guessing it's about 11.3, 4 wrong turns, 12. You're going to be pushing 12,000 miles. That is a long ways. A long ways, and this is not an easy challenge, not at all. So people have watched previous challenges and they're like, so-and-so came in first, second, third, fourth. They did it in 10 days. They were there in 8 days, whatever the case is. That is not happening on this ride. The last one followed 2010, and they followed the same route. Well, of course, things are going to be much easier on a 2024 motorcycle than it was on a 2010. And that's if you had a brand new bike. Most of those riders had older bikes, 2000s, 2005. A lot has changed. No one was wearing climb gear, so the original ride was taking them 10, 11 days. Well, yeah, now it's taking 9. And it was, a much smoother ride because a lot of those highways were long and you're going up through the Yukon, there's not a lot of choices. You're not banging off and hitting little country roads, doing whatever, man. You're on a long road. So it's really, really, really easy. And, so it's, really easier routes are faster times. Out west is faster than the East Coast. This has a lot of East Coast stuff. That means a lot of people, a lot of even your country stuff is not wide open. It's hilly, mountainous, twisties. So that's really hard. And so everyone is different and everyone is, that way. So, yeah, and that's what the military trains. Just go. Just do it. And you get that mindset. You just do it. Like, you go until your mission's done, whatever that mission is. That's why these military guys, like English here, military, and he has a mission. His mission is going to be 11,500 miles of riding his motorcycle to the best of his ability. And his ability is not just God-given talent, but awesome enhanced skills of practice, getting the body. He's eating right. He's not eating shit food. He's eating good food. So that's the key. And you get all these great riders. And you got to remember, You know, these are the best of the best that are competing this. Anybody run into in the bar that tells you, oh yeah, I was going to do that, but I just don't have the time, or yeah, I'm sure I could do that in 12 days, you know, no problem. Yeah, bullshit. That's what I think. You know, you're not doing it, and that's just the fact. So, you know, I don't know, but these guys are killing it. And that's all I want to focus on. Not the people who dream about doing things, but Yost, English, Pee Wee, Chrisman, they're killing it. And to get back into here, and you know, Loco was killing it. He kind of filled in this void here between one of them. Ticket, accident, done. We got Jug down here and George, a couple other monsters. They're the ones that had the video where George had to stop and mail things home, and Jug was making fun of them for not listening to Riot's advice about don't do that. All right, it says Taco's about ready to pull into the checkpoint, so we'll go back to Taco and just kind of watch him pull in the checkpoint, and we can cheer him on via. It's kind of cool. It says he's right there. There they are. So there we are. We're watching them. There's 3 riders right there pulling in. They are getting close, and you can tell it's funny because you don't have to zoom in at all. You know, like this is like they're going slow. They're doing it. They're there. Everything's cool. Here they are. They're gonna park right about now. This is such a great feeling when they hit this checkpoint. You know, like checkpoint. Man, they get to go find, it's a t-shirt, I guess. Used to be banners back in the day. You sign a banner, but now it's a t-shirt. So it's really fun for them to do that and make it. And I think right now, like, they took a wrong turn. So if wrong ways lead them because they're pulling in, but I would have to go out on a limb. Like I'm not the smartest guy in the world, but if I had to guess, I would say right about here is where they're supposed to be. Okay, right about here, where Rob, Johnson, Dale, Pat, Lee, Eric, Bullwinkle. You know, like I don't know. Maybe they have a different checkpoint, but I'm guessing right now that they're double checking their turns and which street they're supposed to turn on, and somebody's getting their nuts mixed up because they turned on Chestnut, and I think maybe they're supposed to be coming down Walnut. So somebody had the wrong song in their head, you know. But it wouldn't be coming into a checkpoint with the wrong way if you didn't go the wrong way. So, you know, we wanted to watch them come in the checkpoint, but I don't know, like maybe they're not. So when I spoke too early when I said they're going to be cheering and everything else. So let's see. There's a banner in South Haven. Well, there's one banner for sure because the Mile Monsters have a banner there that we sent for the Monster Riders to sign and have a good old time. I love this though. This is so cool because this is what it's all about right here. Like this is not easy. This is not easy. Somebody's pulling into the place the wrong way here. 3 of them went one way and wrong way went another way. But I don't know what the directions say, so there's that. They're coming in. Maple, Walnut. Yeah, somebody's got the nuts wrong. Yeah. I don't know. Taco's going to hit the checkpoint. Somebody's going into it not the same way as everybody else. Where are they going? All right, now I just don't even know what to say. Now I gave wrong way shit, but he's the only one that came the right way in. So anyhow, meantime, over here at the checkpoint, we got somebody in the trees, got somebody hanging out. Somebody's bike's in there getting service. Bullwinkle wants to get in. Everybody else looks like they're just chilling. There's wrong way, got it parked. Everybody parked. So that's a checkpoint. There's a lot of action going on. And you can tell that this is a cool checkpoint. That this is the place that's got so much cool shit there because otherwise people wouldn't be there that long. You're just gone. Yeah, they're definitely making a wrong turn. This is so okay. There was one checkpoint years ago that you had to go to the back entrance and everybody turned in the front entrance, but they didn't go down the street and back. And they were nice enough to tell him, like, you better follow your directions. Back to the street, back down, side street, come in the back where the entrance was. But you get so excited to see that at the end that you just like, oh man, I got to get there. I got to get there. So you see the dealership right in front of you. But they're coming in. Let's go back, check on Hawk. I wanted to cheer him on, but now it's just getting silly. Come on, Taco, you got this. You're tired. All right, Hawk, is Hawk moving yet? Come on, be moving. There we go. All right, let's everybody give Hawk a round of applause. Go, Hawk, go. I'm super happy. Like, I'm not going to lie. It does make me a little nervous when I see somebody on a corner with their bike off. And she probably just had to pee, get something to drink. I don't know. Like maybe she made dinner, had to pee. I don't know. Maybe she had to pop a serious squat. I don't know. But that was a pretty wooded area. So maybe she had her tracker in her pocket and she was off in the woods. So we'll have to get her on and see if there was if Hawk was making poopy time out there. So we'll have to check that out. All right, back to the comments. Yeah, the rest have been going down Walnut. Yep, there's a little bit of shake-up going on there. That's kind of funny. I mean, that's just the way it is. Like, who cares? I could care less about somebody being off by a couple blocks trying to find a dealership. That don't bother me a bit. When somebody cuts 300 miles off of it, man, I got an issue with that, but that's it. Any idea when the northern group will be turning south and heading through Texas? That's a great question. They first have to follow whatever magical route is laid ahead of them, laid down for them to go from Rhode Island back to Woodstock, Illinois. So they're going to be taking that magical route. It's like Dorothy following the Yellow Brick Road. Like, looks pretty cool, but you don't have any idea where it's going. And pretty soon there's going to be some flying-ass monkeys trying to knock you off your game. So, you never know what's there, but the Yellow Brick Road isn't always as glorious as it seems. But I'm super happy to see Hawk rolling along and not being there, so it's really fun. It's a great place where she's at. Somebody asked about Just Matt, better known as Big Balls Matt. He is on 6. And you got to remember, like, he is passing people right now. If he passed one person, I would say that's pretty good, but he's passed 25 maybe. I don't know, something like that. And he did an extra lap around Lake Michigan. And the half of that lap, yeah, that was fast roads and he could boogie. The other half was straight up gangster riding through the same twisties, the same hard roads he'd already been down once. So he's doing great. I was so busy at the booth today, I couldn't get his stuff and get going, but it's awesome. So I just saw I love you. I thought it was going to be I love you, and that was it. But Jesus, love that I know so much about the riders going through. So that's that. Yeah, I remember this well, and I feel their pain. I see them make mistakes, and I can feel what that was like and what a kick, and that is the suck moments. But like I've said before, man, you got to deal with the suck moments so you don't have any oh shit moments. And, these guys are keeping it real and not getting any oh shit moments. I don't know how this group right here is doing it, and they're just right after them. The other group's crazy. One thing I want to show you here, there's Iceman. He did move in. He's now resident of Michigan. He's trying to learn about the new laws, gun laws, and driving regulations. But his new address is right here off Lapeer Street. So he will be living there full time now. So if you need to get a hold of him, he's up in Michigan. But I do want to touch on Michael up here, Bubba, because he's doing a great job. He spent the last 2 days in St. Paul, at St. Paul Harley, getting his bike fixed. And they were able to get him on the road, and now he took off, and he's tearing it up nicely. But it's not easy to sit for a couple days while your bike gets worked on and then take off. So as you see, he has a little bit to go to get caught back up to the main group, because he has to do all this, and it's not just rant, rant, rant. It's jiggy, 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 down, down, cross really cool bridge, jiggy, 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 up here. Oh, check out the water, really cold. Down here, move around, come around here, circle back, come around, go back through that, down here, super busy, then over. So that's what he's got going on just to get caught up to the back group. So that's pretty crazy. So let's see, what do we got here for a comment? Missed that. Dang it. Oh, let's see. There we go. Yeah, they're catching up. They're catching up to her brother, and that's pretty cool. You know, the mom and daughter riding, and the son. So Thule, and then there's Craig and Gypsy, the mom, and that's really awesome. You know, I think it's really cool. And what's really awesome about Gypsy's story, the mom, is she was the one that got into the Hoka and got her kids into it. So that's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. There we got some spectators. Oh, look at that. We got the Gromlin here. Gromlin, how you doing, my man? Hey, hold on. I can change the camera and you can be right on. Let me figure my stuff. Oh, he'll just come around. There we go. I was just say I could have put you on the camera there and been good, but it's all good. How was everything?
Good.
Good. Good to see you.
Nice seeing you too.
And did you ride the Gromlin out here? The Grom out here?
I'm not riding right now.
You're not riding at all? You're working?
Yeah, working now, but I kind of destroyed my back on that last 1,000 miles I did.
Oh, that's never any good.
Yeah, I have my lower two discs on my neck are pinched, so
Oh.
I don't have feeling in my neck.
Well, you want me to stomp on your toes so you forget about it?
I'm in boots. You may try.
No, I'm only kidding. But it's good to see you, my man.
Nice seeing you too.
Awesome. Well, that was a fun surprise. The Gromlin walks up from behind. I had no idea he was even here. I just thought it was some random Joe. So that's good. Yeah, Iceman is down until Friday at the earliest, but I don't think he's going to leave. I think he just is going to live there. I think he kind of likes it there. I don't know. So we'll see if he actually leaves or not. We'll be there. Let's see. Talk about mileage. Rolo's over 3K. There we go. She had a few extra miles. So I don't know, like the checkpoint, I think it was 2,700 miles or something like that to each checkpoint, somewhere in there. So that's a good haul. 2,800 miles. I think both the checkpoints, but somebody had posted. So I think that's pretty cool. Let's see. I saw somebody had a comment saying Dana's comment was cool, but I don't even know what it was. So got to go back and yeah. Anyhow, so that's pretty cool. Let's see. Should we go back and check on? Should we go back and we just Matt, Big Balls Matt. He is doing good. He's working his way up through the crowd. He's passed about 25 people in the back now, somewhere in there, and that's pretty good. Yeah, I think there's going to be a few surprises as to who the top finisher is going to be this year. I do too. I think there's going to be surprises, and I don't think it's going to be ironed out so fast because I just know the checkpoints, some are open 24 hours and some aren't. So, and that could change. So, you know, that's it. And Rolo is doing awesome. We can check on Rolo right now, see where she's at. Rolo had a little misfortune and got a ticket, but she decided she's going to keep on riding. And there she is ripping it, heading down County Road 9 right now. She left. There we go. That's a beautiful countryside. Just look at it. I mean, you can just tell how much green. That southern group is down in all brown. It's like two totally different rides in totally different places. Pretty crazy. But that's pretty good. All right. I think that was all I got. Yeah, I think just Matt is, you know, going to be big balls. So double B, whatever. But I tell you what, man, he's just awesome to do it. And this isn't about numbers. How many finishers are called elite finishers? Originally, it was the top 20 riders came in were elite finishers. And then they changed it to anybody who made the party was an elite rider. And now they changed it to anybody who makes it in 12 days is an elite rider. So everybody has their own definition of elite. I guess that's the only word you could use in the English dictionary to describe something. So instead of changing the times and changing the name, they just stick with the name and change the time, which makes not a lot of sense to me, but I'm not in charge, so that's that. But people get used to it, whatever. But, you know, it used to be a top 20, then it was anybody made the party, and now it's going to be 12 days. And that's what they decided to go with. So, and then after 12 days, then it's a badass rider if you make it by the party, if you make it by then it's a finisher after that. And if you're after 3 weeks or so, then you're just a slow ass finisher. And I don't know if it's going to be open forever. I mean, this field, it may have to be open. That checkpoint may have to be open for, 2 months, to get people in. So I don't know when they're closing it exactly, but it's not going to be easy. You bike problems and a hard course, that is not easy and not, not going to happen very good. But I don't know. Brian right here, ripping along, Kern, really doing good and really managing his mind, body, and soul to get there, because he's catching up. He's by himself. He's doing it, and they're getting after it. This group is pretty tight here. That's not a lot of distance back here between these two riders, Dash, and I forget who was with Dash. I don't want to cut anybody out, so somebody been around a minute. Dang it. Santos. So the group here between Santos, let's go back to Santos all the way down to Webb here. That's not a big gap between them. So they're getting after pretty good. So I think that's all I got. Yeah, so we're all good. Definitely spread out. Riders are definitely it's crazy. Like, it just keeps getting spread out. People find out they made a mistake. They didn't sleep. Now they're in trouble. Day one, they pushed really hard. Now they're paying for it. The top 20 riders in each group, those are the beasts that are gonna settle it. And I'll say top 20 riders in each group. And of course, I'm going to put Big Balls Matt into that conversation, because he has proven that he's going to make it across. But by the halfway point, you're going to see it. We got Value there. Another one doing a great job. Caught her name right there, taking a break, getting gas, doing something. Whenever I see, the restaurants, things, it's somebody getting gas. Who's she with? We got Hippie and we got Scout. They're getting gas, chilling out here at the Cumberland Farms, doing their thing, getting ready to hit the road again. So people will ride with somebody. You'll see people ride with somebody, then they're going to bop off, not ride with them, get going. So it's going to be a lot of fun. So it's really awesome. If anybody's interested in supporting any of our monster riders, you go right to our website, milemonstersinc.com. Scroll down to the Hoke section, and because I was going to put it in the comments right out of the gate, and I didn't. So scroll right down to the Hoke comment, and you can support the riders. Click, there's a link there. Give butter. You can pick any of the 60 riders you want and support them, donate them, buy them a lunch, so to speak, and to be good to go. But when they see their donations go up and they're raising money to help our 7 heroes like Turbo that we had on last night and the rest of the boys, when they see that going up, it motivates them to keep kicking ass and keep doing good. And they dig a little deeper than they knew they had in them, and it's pretty cool. So I can speak from experience. When you ride for others, the ride becomes different, and you'll dig down and it'll touch your soul before you're done. That's for sure. And everybody that's doing this, riding for Mile Monsters or any other number of the charities, they're all going to find that, man. They're going to reach out. It's really going to touch their heart and soul, and they're going to do a lot of things they didn't think they were capable of because they're riding for others. They're riding for a purpose. So stay tuned. I'll see you tomorrow. I don't know if we'll do a morning show or not. We'll see if anything interesting happens or anything cool. And then otherwise we'll cover it at noon and see how these badasses are doing and be really kicking butt. So, I mean, it's really cool. So, good luck to everybody. Enjoy this ride. All the families out there, enjoy the stress. To the wives, to the husbands, girlfriends, boyfriends that have a significant other ripping around the countryside right now, well into this day. Heading to a checkpoint, not heading to a checkpoint, lost, wherever they are, man, I feel your pain. I kind of understand your way of looking at it for the first time. So it is much different. I'm worried about riders myself. I have the stress. Some of these people are my best friends out there risking their lives, risking everything to do this. So I feel you. So with that, I'm out of here. We're going to get our camp tore down or our spot tore down and put away and get ready for tomorrow. Peace.